Let me know
Oh, yeah,
when it's
we're
ready.
good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our TPO's first engineering workshop this semester. Just a quick intro for everyone who doesn't know what TPO is. TPO's org AUT. We do some projects with. We have members for design, product, and engineering. We do projects with um, local organizations like Dell Medical School, UT Student Government, and um, we have classes every fall for just general software engineering. We have our lectures from last semester recorded on YouTube if you're interested. And today I'm going to have go through this recruiting workshop with you guys. My name is Tiago. I'm an incoming Facebook software engineering intern. I'll be going there this fall, and I'll be going to Palantir Technologies as a software engineering intern forward deployed software engineering intern this summer. And with me, I have Eric, who's a former Amazon software engineering intern as well. And the goal of this workshop is to more so have help you guys with a little bit of preparation rather than just some general stuff. At the very end, like at the second half of the workshop, we're gonna actually have a coding exercise that we're gonna do in groups of three in breakout rooms, and that's from one of the companies that I got an offer from this semester, and it's a really good exercise. And I just want to help everyone with preparing for your interviews, and also just some general knowledge about the recruiting for SWE, which is a bit of a pain for everyone. But let's get started. First of all, let's get started with resume and applying. Um, I don't want to drag on with basic stuff like applying, but there's only one thing, in my opinion, one thing that you need to know for applying for internships, which is the PID CSC GitHub page. Here you'll have all of pretty much everything that you need, all the jobs that you need to apply to, and you can also make a Google Sheet version of the repo, which is very helpful. And I mean, I totally use it this semester, and it'll look something like this eventually. You have like a bunch of rejected ones, but um, you know, it's all about the numbers with recruiting. So I got some cool offers, but I have like 90% of my applications were rejected. It's all about the numbers game when it comes to C recruiting. So apply if you're looking for a C internship this upcoming summer. Apply to every single one of these jobs in PID CSC. Of course, apply to the better known, like the well known one first, but really do apply to all of these. Like they're all, if you gotta get something, and it's all about numbers. So let's move on to resumes. Um, so here is the resume that I used to get interviews from 20 plus companies this past semester, and there's a lot of subjectivity to reviewing resumes, and there's really you can move things around, but you just have to make sure um, you fill the page with concise information, and your interviewer or your recruiter is going to be able to skim through from 5 to 20 seconds and get know everything they need to know about you. You want to have links. You want to have like everything be clickable, everything be like easy for you to see. Like everything needs to be very easy and accessible for your recruiter, just so they can easily with a blink of an eye know what you're about and see if you're worth it. um, I will post these slides later on so you guys can take a look at some of these resumes. I put three of our members resumes. Aiton got offer from Microsoft. Kevin got offer from Salesforce. I got a few cool offers too. So these are very good example resumes for you to look at. and it'll give you a little bit of like, the wording that you might want to use, the concise action-based like wording that you might want to use in your resumes. And once again, I don't want to go too much in depth into resumes and applying because I want to focus on our coding exercise later on as part of this workshop. But do take a look at these resumes later on and make sure everything looks clean. All right. Now, networking. Networking is something that is often overlooked when talking about SWE recruiting, and is very, very, very important because a lot of the jobs that people get in SWE actually, you probably couldn't even have applied for. And a lot of the jobs that your peers might get, um, your application might have never even been read because 80% of the jobs in the tech industry comes from referrals. And that's just how it is. And you have to play the networking game if you want to stay ahead of everyone else, or even just stay in par with everyone else. So these are messages from our president, Jonathan. Jonathan's an incoming product manager at Roblox. And I didn't do as much on LinkedIn as he did. So I chose to show some of his messages for you guys to have some just to take a look at some of these messages and the way that he approaches these people at LinkedIn to eventually network and get referrals. So here's some example messages. Ben actually approached Jonathan. Ben's now one of our members, and this is the kind of thing that you want to uh, try to get going on LinkedIn. For example, Laura works at Disney, and Jonathan always tries to um, try to. I like this message a lot. Um, Jonathan always tries to introduce himself um, as something that you have in correlation with this person that works at the company that you want to work at. So Spotify, this guy was in a longer startup, just like Jonathan was. So he goes ahead and introduces himself like, "Oh, I was actually also in a longer startup. Could we connect and schedule a 30-minute call to talk about life and your path, including entrepreneurship and Spotify?" So they go and they actually had a talk and they connected, and Jonathan actually got a referral from this guy at Spotify. So it's really a way for you to get your foot in the door and get your name out there. And there's no better way to do this than getting referrals. At least you get your chance of getting your resume read by a real person instead of a robot. And I mean, this is just a really, really good way to do things. And here's some more messages from Jonathan. A product at Uber. Hey, I'm Jonathan, senior UT, former PM entering Roblox. I was talking to Daniel about Uber APM, and he suggested I reach out to you, and you try to have a call with the person. On LinkedIn, you can always go and sort, find the company that you want to work at, and then sort by UT students, or sort by, most connections. Just sort by people that have some kind of connection to you, so you can have, a higher chance of the person responding back to you. And
Tiago, we have a question in the chat.
oh, my bad. I should probably have that
Serge asked I can read it out for you. Serge asked, in your experience, how receptive are people on LinkedIn when cold messaging them?
Right. Okay. I haven't done that much myself, but I've done some. I've done that some, and from my experience, there. I mean, it's just like applying. It's a numbers game, and you're gonna get ghosted. Like, I don't know. Depending on the type of people that you message, you might get ghosted 50% of the time. You might get ghosted 80% of the time. But that really, really does not matter at all, because all that matters is that 20% of the people are getting back to you, and even if they get back to you and then like, "Oh, okay, I might be able to schedule that," right? And then you respond back to them, and then they never respond again. Just be shameless. Just bump them. Just like, just go like, hey, just following up on that, right? Just make sure, like, just be confident, and it doesn't really matter how many people, you know, don't respond to you, because that's going to happen a lot. But some people are going to respond to you, and some people are going to be like, have be nice, and schedule a call with you, and then, I mean, just straight up ask for a referral at the end of a 30-minute call. They know what you want, and you know what you want, and they know you want a referral, but they know what they want to know to, they want to get to know you first before they start handing out referrals.
Oh,
And
quickly to add on to that, to Tiago's point, it's actually in their best favor that they give you a referral, because at the end of the day, they get money if you get in also, for most, like,
true.
full-time
If you get an offer and you sign an
conversion.
offer, they'll get a big,
Yeah.
like a big bonus. So
I know that there's always like this weird, like, oh, should I ask them, or like, is it too like greedy to ask them? But like, it's a fair question, and like, don't feel bad about asking for a referral at the end.
Yep. Okay. Now we're through LinkedIn. Now I want to talk a little bit about Jumpstart. Jumpstart is not very well known by many people, but I personally have had a ton of success with Jumpstart. I made an account. Let me show you guys my profile. I made an account, and I just updated my info. I put my resume in here. I just like put in my stuff, and I showed up. And if you go here to events, you can see all of these events that are coming up, right? And I actually, like when I was looking for an internship, I'm like, okay, I want to go to Lyft. I want to work at Lyft. So I'm going to go and I'm going to RSVP to one of their to one of their events. And I RSVP'd, and then I forgot about it, and I just didn't show up. But anyways, Vivian Chen, which is the recruiter, reached out to me. He's like, hey, since you RSVP'd, here is a fast track application link to our program, to our software engineering program. And I'm like, cool. I went ahead and applied, and sure enough, I got an interview with them a couple weeks later, and that led to me getting an offer from them. And it's like, I mean, it's just from Jumpstart. It was super. I mean, it was super lucky, but I've gotten like success from Jumpstart in several other occasions. I got an interview from Cloudera, and I had a bunch of other recruiters reach out to me just by making an account there, and just by like RSVPing. And I showed up to a couple. I showed up to the, what was it? I forgot. I showed up to one of their speech events, and I got like an interview invite. And people don't talk about Jumpstart a lot, but in my opinion, it's really, really good. It's very, very underrated, and definitely make an account there and RSVP to some events, show up to some of them. You might get a fast track application link, or a magic link that you can drop a resume and get an interview. Same thing for Piazza Careers. Piazza Careers looks really bad, honestly. This interface is kind of ugly, but my internship this summer at Palantir is from Piazza Careers, believe it or not. I had these two nice people message me and telling me to apply, and they read my application, and I got an interview there, and I eventually got my offer and accepted it. And I also had Stephanie is literally the person who I have contact with right now, and I had Facebook reach out to me as well for some reason, and all I did was make my profile. And it also helps if you're a TA or if you're very active on your Piazza classes, because you have like, if you're active on your classes, you have like badges showing like, top 10% on whatever class. And it's actually like kind of helpful. I don't know why it's not showing out, but it's actually kind of helpful. And same thing for Handshake. Handshake, in my opinion, is the worst of the three. I've gotten absolutely nothing from Handshake, but I've had a lot of companies like send me some like filler messages. It's not great in my opinion, but it does not cost anything to make a Handshake profile. Just keep it updated. Maybe you'll get lucky and some company will just send you a message and you'll get an offer. Or yeah, you'll get an interview invite, something like that. Okay, let's move. Kind of running out of time. Okay, technical interview. Okay, here's the most exciting part of the workshop that I've been looking forward to. So I created this repository with some starter code for the problem that I will share with you guys. Let me get the problem handy. I will put everyone in breakout rooms of groups of three. Once again, this is a question from an interview that I had from a big sweet company last semester. Real question, and I think it's a very good quality question. It's from a company where they let you you can Google all you want. You have 30 minutes to solve this, and you can use Google, you can use Stack Overflow, you can use your teammates. You just have to come up with an efficient and clean solution. Let me find, there you go. I will drop this link in the chat for everyone to take a look at this, as well as the GitHub repo for you to clone the starter code. And also, the winning team will get $10 to one of the three people. So I'll just, I don't know, I'll run an RNG. I don't know. I'll spin a wheel between the three of you, and one of you will get $10. So the first team to finish with a solution that matches the sample output here. Let's do this. And now me and Eric and Neil will be going. Well, we'll be going through the rooms to help you guys out with a solution because it might be tricky. I don't know how hard people are actually going to think this is. So we'll see. Okay, the prompt is up on the chat as well as the repo, and the HTTPS clone link. Let me make the bigger. Does anyone have any questions so far? Yeah. Nothing? Okay. All right, I'm gonna make 6 baker rooms. One second, guys. Okay. Okay, thanks. All is good. All right.
Tiago, am I supposed to join a breakout room?
Yeah. You don't even know the problem, so you can't really help. I don't know, man.
Oh wait, I'm also leaving in 10 minutes to go to class.
You can hop out. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks really good. Good workshop.
What?
It looked really good. It was a good workshop.
Appreciate it.
Uh,
Okay, so apparently I put Yash and Moya with Mindy, and Yash and Moya are both in the same class. They're gonna leave, so I would just
Put
put
Mindy into room 3 then, because Aiden is
I'm gonna put her in room 5. Okay, hold up.
Oh yeah, that works also. What's up, Eric?
where'd he go?
I have no clue.
All right, I think I should stop the recording actually.
But it's whatever. But I'm glad we were able to do this exercise together because this is what getting a job in SWE is about. You're gonna have to do a lot of this. You're gonna have to do a lot of grinding leak code, so you can get to the point where you get this in 30 minutes and you're able to just finish this out. And this interview that you could actually use Google and Stack Overflow in, and still most of us didn't finish in 30 minutes. So Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. If you're Tarun and Aiton, you can stay so I can flip a coin between the two of you to see who gets $10. Uh, but does anyone have like any questions before we're done here? And feel free to ask them.
Yeah, so for leak code, that stuff, how long do you recommend doing that before, whenever you need to interview? And then also, what's your general strategy to kind of approaching those? I know people do a different mix of easy, medium, hard.
Yeah, so I recommend you start about 2 months before your first interview. I started about like maybe 3 weeks a month, 3 to 2 weeks before my first interview, and I definitely didn't do that great in my first interview. Right, I didn't have enough time to prepare, like do enough leak code. So what I did was I just did a bunch of interviews. So I did like 3 or 4 interviews for companies that I didn't really care about too much in the beginning of my recruiting. So like I didn't do very well in those interviews because I didn't have enough practice in leak code. But I kept doing leak code throughout the entire recruiting cycle, and eventually I got like decent enough to solve like this problem in 45 minutes. But and I recommend using Firecode. Firecode is very good and it's not very well known. Firecode helped me a lot with coding interviews because it does it goes through all of the basics and like things like just like essential parts of code that you need to do those more complex leak codes. So you're going to find yourself solving a Firecode problem within a leak code problem. Like I did like almost all of the problems Firecode. There's like 100. I did like pretty much all of them, and they're all very useful. And I recommend doing the blind top 75 leak code questions. Do every single one of those that are not premium. Those are very, very valuable. And there's also the grant. Eric, what's it called? The grant. Eric, you know what I'm talking about? The 6. There's like I forgot. But there's plenty of places that have like curated leak code questions, because there's a bunch of trash leak code questions that companies will never ask you. But just like try to find the ones that that have high amount of likes, and there's a bunch of forums of people discussing which ones are the best. But in my opinion, companies don't really ask hards at all. I've gotten hards from like Google, from like a company or two, but the easier hards. And if I were you, if you're comfortable with easies, I would just focus on doing like about 70%, 80% hards, 80% mediums, 10% easies, 10% hards. And you can start off with like 60% easies for your first like couple of weeks, and then you would just want to spam all the medium problems you can, because those are the ones that are going to be in your interviews. They're just almost always mediums. It's not very common that there's DP in your interviews. I barely got any DP problems, and all of the DP problems that I did get, I just solved using recursion with memoization, which you can always do. So yeah. There's a question in chat. Resume review. Yeah, sure. Dude, I didn't drop the link, did I? For the resumes.
I don't think you did.
I would have. I had a link ready for resume reviews. So if you guys are interested, I have a Google Doc for resume reviews. So drop your resumes there, and I'll do a resume review right now. All right, let's flip the coin for Aiton and Tarun. How about that?
Wait, there's a question in chat. I think it's more important.
Is there a specific coding language you have to use for interviews, or can you choose? You can choose. Jeffrey says Java, but no, you can choose. Interviewers would typically see. That's funny. Interviewers would typically let you interview in whatever language you want, but I highly recommend Python or Java. If you can get your hands on Python, like if you can get as good as Python as you are with Java, I would recommend Python because you can write code with like, you can write code a lot like faster with less lines. Like specifically for this problem that I just gave you guys, if I didn't give you the runner, or like, I mean, just in general, like these splits and like just handling like JSON and Python is very nice for that, but Java is just as good. C++, you can do it if you're like a competitive programmer or if you want to do hedge funds. So yeah, if you don't want to work for hedge funds, I would really not recommend C++. I would just stick with Java and Python. Assembly. Yeah. All right, let's do it. All right, Aiton, what do you want?
Tarun can pick. I defer to Tarun.
Yo,
Wait, it was only 2 people? Only
alright, looks like you
2?
got it.
Yeah, their group was the only one with only 2 people.
Wow, that's
And
perfect.
they won. Yeah. What do you want, Tarun?
I'll take heads.
All right.
Damn, Tarun, what the hell? What the hell, bro?
All right.
We can split it. We
Tarun
can split it.
You got it. You got it.
All right, I'll let you. I'll hit you up later. Is there a question in chat? I think my chat disappeared for some reason. Where's my chat?
No, we're good. We're good.
Loaded coin. True. Did I get any resumes? Let me see. Let's see if I got any resumes. Otherwise, I'm just gonna close the meeting if no one submitted.
I have a question, Tiago.
What's up?
Okay, so like earlier we were trying to do the binary search, but like we know that there's like a Java binary search method that can do it for us. Like, would we be allowed to use that, or
100%. 100%.
so like
Yeah.
we shouldn't rewrite the binary search?
Totally not. No. So if you're doing a question like that, where they literally letting you use Google, they're letting you use Stack Overflow. I mean, you should definitely be able to use binary search like in the library. The only case that they will not let you use like library functions like that is like if it's a question that like revolves around you being able to like write a binary search, right? So I've gotten one interview question where they had me write a modified binary search, and I mean you can't use like. For one, you're not supposed to use the library, right? And second, like the way they do it, like you have to modify the code inside the binary search, like to match like the specific of the problem. So like you wouldn't be able to do that anyways. Okay, let me see if I got any. Let me see my forms. Let me see if I got any resumes. Did anyone send in a resume?
Can you drop the link for the resume form?
I thought I did.
I don't think I saw it.
Maybe I didn't send it to everyone. I did send it to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get any. If Andy, if you're gonna submit, I can do that, and I'll go ahead and close. Everyone else, if you don't want to hear the resume review, you're good to go. Thanks for coming. By the way, Eric, can you go ahead and stop the recording?